if they could just scrape that possible ceiling that they once had, they could be a contender.
Well, let's see if they can do that as we head into Champion Select. For game number 1 between Invictus Gaming and Saint here, the bans are already underway. We see Lucian and Caitlyn being taken away so far by Invictus Gaming.
And the reason why is because STYZ is a phenomenal Caitlyn player.
He is on the team as well now, so it's going to be targeting 2 AD carry bans right away. The side of Saint, though, we do see the very typical red side ban of Rise, 100% banned here in the LPL so far, whereas LeBlanc is going to be banned out as well. Target ban going on over towards Rookie.
And no surprises here. So if we're looking at where these teams are weighted, Saint obviously going to be weighted towards their all-star AD carry, or their former all-star AD carry. Invictus Gaming have consistently been about Rookie and only Rookie, but I do want to give shout-outs to Kid and Zatai. Zatai is pretty much just a super stable, very solid top laner, probably one of the best in the LPL that's just being overlooked, especially because Flandre is starting to underperform, and Kid. There were a lot of jokes being thrown around when Kakao was kind of kicked out of the team and Kid took on the mantle of jungle. But Kid has been an up-and-coming staple of the roster. He's no longer a liability.
There's a lot of jokes being thrown around that he could only play Graves in the jungle, but surprise, surprise, it's actually an AD carry jungle meta, as we do see the Kindred being locked in here for Invictus Gaming.
Yep, and you said it yourself that Kid was really reliant on Mundo and Graves initially because it played to I cannot die because I am Mundo, but also I am an AD carry in the jungle. Kindred sits in a very similar vein, but a lot of power given to Kid early.
We're going to have to wait and see what Saints decide to pick up doing their second pick rotation. The final ban that came out from their lineup was the Nidalee, so a big jungle target ban. Still have Rek'Sai and Graves left over, 2 of the more S-tier picks in this matchup.
Power of Azir, though, possibly being flexed. Again, one of the big things is how much power he offers teams, but also that he can be blind picked relatively safely. Obviously, you don't want to give a powerful champion like that over to the hands of Rookie.
And they still have Victor up and available here for IG if they want to pick the control mage into control mage matchup. But Saints are going to be content with picking up the Azir and Karma during their first pick rotation. And immediately, we see a Sivir lock-in coming in from Victus Gaming as well as a Trundle.
I feel like Sivir and Trundle are immediate responses to the Karma being picked up. Obviously, there to augment your movement speed around the map, making sure that you don't get both Sivir and Karma.
And now Saint do have the luxury of picking up their next 2 picks here. For now, IG already have 2 very strong AD carries complementing each other, so to speak. Kindred in the jungle, able to keep a lot of people alive and also deal a significant amount of damage. Sivir boosting up the entire team. Whereas we have this Trundle able to shred any resistances from any tanks that Saints want to pick up down the line. They've already picked up 1, which is going to be the Rek'Sai in the jungle going on over towards Captain. Waiting to pick up their next pick. Still looking for an AD carry and a top laner. They're going to pick up that top laner being the likes of Echo.
Yeah, so far Invictus Gaming really haven't shown their hand too much here. Both solo laners being the remaining picks right here. But Saint have identified themselves as a sieging 5v5 composition. We'll see where they really round it off with their AD carry. I'd like to see STYZ kind of go the route of Jen.
That's possible. If we could see that pickup here, they have saved the final pickup for Saint for STYZ.
And again, it just goes to emphasize what these teams are prioritizing. The fact that Rookie will have a relatively late pick. Sorry, I'm looking at how they're flexing Trundle and Bard. And STYZ gets the actual counter pick on red side for the AD carry, as well as eats 2 AD carry bans.
It does look like we are going to see the 2 control mage matchups in the mid lane. LeBlanc was banned out by Saints, so they're going to go back to the default of the Victor here. Rookie will be picking up that champion. Bard is going to be the lock-in for Invictus Gaming down in the bottom lane to combo out with the Sivir. Now, just waiting to see what STYZ is going to be playing as his AD carry of choice.
Does mean that Trundle, like you said, will go into that top lane for Zatai. Zatai is a phenomenal Trundle player. He's actually single-handedly won games on the back of his split pushing, and that's something that we don't see a lot of in the LPL, is true split pushing as well as 5v5 top laners. Zatai actually fits beautifully into that.
He certainly does, and STYZ on the side of Saint now still taking his time with the speak, hovering over Ezreal, one of the stronger AD carry picks besides Lucian at this moment. One of the more common pickups when Lucian is not available, like he is not in this game. But still, does have that pocket gen that we could potentially see being picked up here. But I do like the Ezreal pickup coming in for this team comp. Provides a lot of extra crowd control with the slows from his Mystic shots. Once he gets that Iceborne Gauntlet up and online, and it should be the pickup coming in here for Saint.
It's pretty much a chip or a poke composition. It also has a lot of siege potential on it. Obviously, standing in front of a tower, the zoning potential with Acorns, parallel convergence, the dive threat from an Unburrow, Azir's reach with Sand Soldiers, as well as Mystic Shot and Karma Poke. Saint will do wonders if they can get into siege mentality and if they can get Azir and Ezreal online with their 2 and 3 item power spikes. On the other side, you have a much more traditional 5v5 comp with emphasis on a 4-1, or as well as a some pick elements to it with Bard.
Well, let's see if they can use that effectively. Coming from Tabe down at the bottom lane, he's definitely brought a lot of shot calling to the team here, but we were questioning his mechanical skill coming into this split of the LPL. Certainly lived up to it so far and was able to perform quite decently in a few games he's had. He's played Karma, he's played Bard as well, he's played the Braum as well. He's going to have to see how he's going to be able to initiate for the likes of Invictus Gaming in this match.
It also means that when Saint are funneling in to try to use their siege composition, that Invictus Gaming have a lot of tools to catch them out and to run them down with a Tempered Fate into On the Hunt.
Well, we'll have to see how they're going to be able to use this coming into the matchup. Lots of picks, lots of very strong picks going into both teams. So the coaches will be able to shake hands here, and we go into the champions into the match. First match between Invictus Gaming and Saint. Ladies and gentlemen, we have loaded onto Summoner's Rift for the first matchup between Invictus Gaming and Saint here for the final match that will be taking place tonight in Day 2, Week 2 of the LPL. Both teams just going to be running out from their bases. Seems like so far they're going to be fanning out and looking for vision wherever they can, spotting out anything cheeky coming out from these two teams.
So if we get a standard 5v5, although it looks like we will have some action happening down on the bottom side of the map.
Good stun coming out, but don't get anything from it. Both of these AD carries, I suppose, just trying to fight over vision control of that brush as we take a look at the Keystone Masteries very quickly.
Ward actually denied. I do want to point out that Rain is taking Battle of Fervor on server as opposed to the Warlord's Bloodlust, so not looking for the bridging mastery towards her lifesteal itemization. We'll see if that empowers any of his trades and gives him a bit more lane pressure across from this Ezreal and Karma. Thing that I want to point out is, again, it looks like we're going into standard lanes. Where's the priority for either of these jugglers? Azir, Ezreal, and Karma, pretty much just Azir and Ezreal, want to sit and they want to find their farming breakpoints. Again, Saint's composition does really well in kind of a poke siege composition, so when they get to position and play around towers, so it should be a very slow early game for them, which means that Captain's primary focus and a lot of kill pressure is on that top lane. Likewise, it's really important for Invictus Gaming to make sure that Zatai gets ahead if they want to open up the split push potential from a Trundle pick. So expect both jugglers and top laners to kind of be the central focus of action around, especially because IG also kind of sack their bot lane and never go down there.
Well, let's see where that focus is going to take place and if those junglers are going to have a massive impact in that. Look at that rookie already starting off with his signature laning phase, already standing in front of the main enemy, is trying to poke out Snoopy right off the bat. Zatai actually following the same suit here, trying to push out the Echo from the lane as soon as possible. Acorn already have to deal with this grass. Already has to deal with this grass on the Undying Trundle. It's just constantly being a bully, and Rookie just not relieving any pressure just yet.
This is the Rookie special. He's pretty much like Uzi in his lane phase in that he will contest you for every single creep. His lane dominance is some of the best in the LPL, possibly the best in the world.
And he's definitely fun to watch here every time he gets any one of those champions. He's known to be very dominant in the mid lane with it. He does it with Victor. We see him do it with Corki previously when he was very popular in the LPL.
The nice thing is he can obviously just stand on the back caster creeps and trade with you using his shield. But here we go. We talked about focus on the top lane, and here comes Captain.
Tatai needs to be a little bit careful because here comes that Rek'Sai, going to be able to unburrow probably and get the knock-up instead. Just going to get the flash away from Tatai and be content with that pickup.
Now means that we'll be keeping tabs to see if Captain will punish that again. Rek'Sai has very creative gank path, so we'll see if he kind of swings into the jungle and ganks from behind the tower with a cheeky tunnel. Right now he is securing Scuttle Crab to make sure that he's not interrupted with his pressure by Kid.
Take a look back towards mid. Rookie gonna flash it so aggressively and suddenly gets the ignite down before the heal, but a good response coming in from the Azir. The heal will be able to keep him alive, just under 100 health there, but Rookie just continuing the aggression.
And Rookie may slow down any sort of advantage that Saint has because he just organically won his lane, which means Captain may need to now pay attention towards this Azir-Victor matchup to just help Snoopy survive it, meaning that he can't continuously snowball Acorn ahead and punish Satai's lack of flash.
And I'm just taking a look at all the CS scores that we have at the moment. Top lane, dead even. Jungle, dead even. Bottom lane, even. Mid lane, there's a 15 CS advantage for Rookie then, and he just forced the Azir out of base while pushing away to his turret. I mean, we hype this guy up time and time again, but there's a reason why. He is just too good, and now you're going to see a dive up in the top lane. Echo going to get jumped on by both Tatai and the Kindred. The Power Converge is not going to connect. Tatai takes a lot of damage. Kindred goes back in, and Kid is actually going to pick up first blood clinically for Invictus Gaming.
And again, I hate to say I told you so, but it's all about that top lane. Not only is Kid up there to return the favor and allow pressure back for Tatai to not have his flash, but more importantly, it's to make sure that this Trundle goes even or favorably gets ahead so they can open up that split push potential later on.
Saving grace, if any, for Saint at the moment. It's the fact that their bottom lane being very aggressive now. It's been already been able to poke Tabe and rain out quite a bit. They've used quite a bit of mana trying to farm out these waves. They are slightly behind the CS, but should be able to catch up if they farm this wave correctly. Well, we'll have to see if Invictus Gaming are able to hang on well enough. For now, though, we're straight back into this mid lane. Rookie still trading very aggressively with Snoopy, making sure that he can still stay ahead in this lane, still be the dominant mid laner in this matchup, force possibly Captain to pay some attention here.
Because of how early Rookie sent Snoopy back, he wasn't able to buy pretty much anything. He's got a Doran's ring and he's got a potion to his name. And check out Rookie's itemization.
Double again coming into the mid lane. No bar looking to try and get this Cosmic Binding down, but does do the Streamer Shuffle to get out of there. As like you mentioned, we take a look at Rookie's itemization there. It does have the Boots and the Dark Seal picked up, as well as that Doran's ring and a little bit of that Hex Core there as well. So a little bit of bits and pieces.
A variety bucket for sure in terms of everything that he's bringing into it, but well and truly very far ahead in this lane phase in terms of a 1v1 potential. So again, Invictus Gaming, complete control of the top lane, complete control of the mid lane. We talked about how they'll never go down for their bot lane, but if Kid wants to swing that way, this could be a very easy and early snowball for IG.
And you know, IG at the moment, both their top laners and mid laners playing very aggressive. That's the only line of concern at the moment is that bottom lane. So if Kid goes there, it alleviates so much pressure, just opens the map wide out.
Typically, IG's strategy, however, is to identify the one point on the map where they're strong and just continuously abuse that, as opposed to try to balance everything across map, which is why we see Kid, again, he knows that his mid lane's strong, he knows that his top lane's strong, so he's continuing to abuse that section of the map, pushing in and laying down deep vision.
He's looking to see if he can try and get the jump onto Echo one more time. He's already been struggling against Tatai. Every time he moves up to try and pick up any form of CS, the Trundle is there right up in his face, making sure he can deny whatever he possibly can.
Still very dangerous to dive an Echo. Acorn does have level 6, which means he has his Chrono Brick available to him, as well as the Parallel Convergence. So smartly, Kid decides that's not worth it. Just kind of shadowing underneath Tatai.
It's not about that life. The bottom lane though, now things are moving back a little bit more in favor of Rain. Both of the AD carries have gone back and got their first backup. We see the tier coming out from the Ezreal separating. There's a major difference in these two AD carries items at the moment. Both picked up a cull as well. The boots came out from Sivir too. So still fairly even in this bottom lane.
Saint have already shown their hand and throw their cards down. it's just about farming. They want a very quiet early game. They want Azir and Ezreal to get strong. And again, the only option Captain has is to continuously gank this top lane, because this is the only place that he has kill pressure.
And Ty doesn't even decide he's going to run away. He just sits there and looks at Captain in the face and says, sure, you can come to this lane.
Because the problem with Saint's plan of just quietly scaling up into the mid and to the late game is that Invictus Gaming's composition will do the exact same thing, but they have a lot more win conditions in terms of the flexibility of their composition opening up that side push.
One of these could be Kid trying to get a gank in on towards Snoopy. He's going to try and do the streamer shuffle to get out, but Kid already got the slowdown, moving forward for even more damage onto this Azir. Wolf comes out, bites him in the face, and that's a lot of damage down onto this Azir.
And Snoopy is losing so much time and more importantly, so much experience in this lane.
I like if Snoopy, Rookie, sorry, did pretty much anything there. 1Q, an ultimate, an ignite. That could have definitely cost Azir his life there.
Doesn't matter.
Blown a couple summoners.
Don't necessarily need to pick up the kill here, but we're going to start to see how Invictus Gaming will play around this winning pressure in the mid lane. Because right now, Kid can do whatever he wants.
Certainly can.
Rookie's going to get the earlier rotation. He's going to be the stronger mid lane in all of these engagements. So it's now about IG recognizing that they are proactive, that they have set the pace of this game, and starting to speed it up and abuse it.
We can already see that deficit taking place in the mid lane. 73 CS to 60 at the moment. The only place that is winning on the map for Saint is in the jungle, 45 to 30 in favor of the Rex side. But that is a single kill on over towards the Kindreds. You'd probably be very happy with that.
I actually saw the True Shot Barrage used to check Dragon. Again, Saint have lost all control of their vision in the river. A single ward placed in Pixel Brush.
And there's a dragon that a lot of teams like to fight over and contest for. We saw it in that last game as well, between Game Talents and Newbie. The Mountain Dragon is up and available if IG or Saint decide they want to try and contest for the objective. Definitely, IG look like the stronger team to look for the contesting of the Dragon now.
They do need to make sure that they spend their gold and their advantage on Rookie before they look towards that just yet. Although Rookie, again, still has quite a lead in terms of his level. Level 8 to level 7 right now, although Snoopy should shore that up. But the big thing is when Rookie hits that level 9, it can make the use of his 5-point advantage.
The tie up in the top lane still being rather aggressive. He's got a longsword, a cull, and a Doran's blade for himself. So looking a little bit more like an AD carry than a Trundle at the moment. But has been able to successfully bully out Acorn, force him to use a lot of mana to stay in that lane. Temper Fate actually to come out, separates Karma away from the choke point she was trying to get towards. But not going to lock her down.
Yeah, Shu keeps his calm, makes sure that he doesn't connect with the Tempered Fate like you said. Really ballsy play, though, to step forward and to think that you have the space to deep ward as a support when your mid lane is losing as badly as it is.
Gets it down, blows out the major ultimate coming from Tabe as well as a Rookie. Still putting out some hurt on towards this Azir. Snoopy actually went back to base and picked up a Negatron cloak for himself, so looking to try and deny as much damage from this Victor as possible.
Doesn't necessarily hurt his itemization too much, can look towards that Abyssal to help him out, so... Good news for Snoopy is that he is on a pick like Azir, so he should be okay if he can continue to just neutralize this and stop the bleeding.
He's trying to, but he's still falling further and further behind in terms of CS. Not a drastic deficit at the moment. Snoopy tries to go in. Good flash from Rookie, though, in response to get straight out of there. And Rookie, he's going to pick up the kill with the Deathfire Touch eventually.
And that is why Rookie is possibly the best mid laner in the LPL. That was brilliantly played.
He's just so good for Oscarin. That was clinical.
Perfect flash. And cool guys, don't watch explosions. The fade away.
It says, he just went back to farming. Rookie now actually going to get jumped on by a teleport coming out from the top lane. Echo is down here, but so is Kid trying to deter them. It's actually going to take a lot of damage here. Rookie, Kid, sorry, he's going to pick up the kill onto Acorn.
And Rookie just casually walks over to the TP. Excellent communication. Again, this team is fully speaking Mandarin. Rookie is fluent in Mandarin. He streams in it. He walks over, lays down the gravitational field, and picks up a free kill at Acorn, who didn't even use his ultimate.
Now in the bottom lane, it's disaster in paradise for the same bot lane. Ezreal tries to flash forward to pick up a kill. Now there goes Sue, but he's up against a bard. He's just going to keep meep slapping him. See if he can pick up the kill in return. The root is going to come down from Sue, but it might not be enough. Tabe definitely looking for it, and there's the Rex side trying to pick up the return kill. They already traded 1-for-1. Should be able to take down Tabe as well as he slowly but surely just claws his way at this spot. Oh, good flash. Gets away from it. Prayseeker's got to come out. Not going to be enough. Managed to get onto the Coco.
When Invictus Gaming's bot lane outplays you, disaster has struck. That is the weakest part of their team. That is the weakest part of their map. And Saint are losing at every corner right now.
I thought certainly he was dead there. He had to be dead.
Kid got the blue buff.
Oh, unlucky. Pretty sure he wanted it. You know, as a jungler, you always want the buff. You know you can't take it, but you just want it. Right, Frostgren? No?
Well, blue buff goes over to Snoopy.
Yeah, it doesn't get taken away by Captain on the other side of the map. But Saint is still behind in this match. 2,000 gold behind Invictus Gaming at the moment. 4-1 in terms of the kills. Take a look at the items that have been picked up so far. Kindred already has that Blood Razor. Cinderhulk, was also picked up by the Rek'Sai here. Stinger being picked up by the Azir in the mid lane. And Sivir is still waiting for the Essence Raver.
Really being the key item that brought Rek'Sai back into the meta. The adjustment of damage that it's doing to the jungle creeps, meaning that Rek'Sai can keep up with the likes of Nidalee and Kindred, as well as then be tankier. In fact, does have a CS lead on Captain comparatively to Kid.
63 to 55 at the moment. The only lane that is significant, or the only part of the map that is significantly ahead in terms of CS. Top lane we can see Tatai. He is up by about 30 CS over Acorn on Echo. And does have his Ravenous Hydra pickup as his first item, so going to be able to clear out these waves quite nicely. As Tabe, he's been caught out one more time here. Caught daydreaming and roaming around the river. Meanwhile, though, Kid will be able to take down the Mounted Dragon sneakily behind the pit for himself.
Tabe's sacrifice does mean that Invictus Gaming take that dragon for free right underneath Saint's nose. That is something that Kindred can do that Rek'Sai cannot, is the ability to solo out the dragon. So typically why we see her still on the permaban list, although with the priority against Rookie, Kid managed to get his hands on it. A lot of people wouldn't think that Kid would be a threat at some point in his jungle career, but certainly being one this game.
He's proved a lot of people wrong throughout the Spring Split and now in the Summer Split, doing the exact same thing. Showing he has migrated to this stronger role quite nicely for Invictus Gaming, as they do have their eyes set towards the Rift Herald. Ty's already building towards a very heavy split push build, and if he picks this Rift Herald buff up, it's just going to be a nightmare for Saint to deal with for the next 20 minutes.
And this is actually something that IG do that a lot of LPL teams have been opting out of, which is giving the Glimpse of the Void buff to the top laner. A lot of people suspected that it should go to the top laner. Again, that 5% damage reduction, as well as the extra magic damage when you stack up Glimpse of the Void, but a lot of junglers have been taking it in the LPL.
And look at that immediately. Tatai already putting down some work on top of Acorn, immediately charging on top of him and challenging him in a one-on-one, trying to heal up wherever he can. Acorn actually taking a lot of damage, has to put down the ultimate. Kid's here as well. What are you doing, my friend? As Tatai just slaps him one more time and takes him down.
Acorn is... the barrel has been kicked out. He's in the bottom. He's sitting in the mud right now, and there is not a lot of hope of swimming up. He is so far behind.
And there's this big nasty troll kicking his teeth in as well in the top lane. It's just not looking good for Saint at the moment. They're just falling further and further behind, organically almost. But, as I say that, Saint do find an avenue of attack in the bottom lane, but it might cost Captain his life here. So there's a 3-man gank coming out towards this Rek'Sai. Cosmic Binder is going to miss coming out from Tabe, but they should still be able to take down this mid lane outer turret.
Like you said, Rain is the sacrificial lamb here for Invictus Gaming. Get tons of chip damage on the mid-tier tower as well, but STYZ and Shu, the last remaining beacon of hope for Saint right now on this map, as a TP might ruin that.
Oh, here comes Tatai, the massive troll looking to try and take them down. He's going to get stunned up by
pillar.
Sue, puts the graphic cone down. Temperface going to come in as well. They lock down the Ezreal. This is bad news coming for Saint here as he gets binded as well. STYZ just waiting. Tatai with the BM there as Victor's coming in to pick up the kill instead. They give it over towards Rookie.
The fact that it's not even BM, but it's Invictus Gaming communicates so much for Rookie to say, I'm coming, I want the kill, I walked all the way over here, please.
They give it on over towards their all-star mid laners now. Captain, I don't think you want to take this troll on, my friend. Tabe looking to try and stun him up with the Cosmic Binding, so I'm not going to be able to connect. They still will be able to take down the bot lane and the turret.
So this advantage that Kid and Zatai have created in the top lane is now starting to affect the bottom lane. A brilliant teleport right there. Great communication from Rookie. And Rain back in position. Yes, he's the sacrificial lamb. He's left to his own devices. He's just the Sivir, but he covers the middle lane from any sort of counter push.
Kid and Akon are going to go toe-to-toe
got
underneath
nothing.
this turret. Kid has to pop his ultimate, but Akon, he might fall down to this final turret shot. It's not going to be enough. He is able to keep alive with the corrupting potion charges ticking.
Acorn proves me wrong, and like you said, it's the potion ticking that saves his life. Well played to get his foot back into this, but still quite in a CS hole.
Certainly is at the moment. It's about 30 CS behind Tatai at the moment. And, you know, Tatai is going immediately for another offensive build as we actually see Snoopy jump straight on top of Tabe. He's been caught out one more time here in this match.
Saint deciding to pull the trigger and to early group up, trying to chaos style their way out of this.
I mean, they're still pretty far behind Invictus Gaming lineup at the moment. 4,000 gold down. Desperately trying to find an avenue to get back into this game, but it's just not looking good for them at the moment.
So what they're doing is they're picking up and they're rotating their AD carry or their duo bot lane around. Obviously, by getting the bottom tier tower relatively low, it hasn't fallen quite yet, although Acorn, if he's left to his own devices, should be able to shore that up pretty quickly. They're trying to allocate easy resources and farm onto their scaling champions. Again, they need Ezreal, they need Azir to come online, and they need to start sieging before their composition starts getting strong. So making the correct adjustments and allocating resources correctly.
They're able to pull back the gold deficit slightly here as Saint to take down the bot lane out of turret. And it was Akon that was down there working on that. You can see the items coming out from the top laners now. Iceborne Gauntlet was picked up by Akon. We can see Trundle working towards his own Iceborne Gauntlet, not opting for any health items at the moment, just resistance and extra damage coming out from these two. Whereas Victor in your mid lane, Rookie, very aggressive itemization, going for the Lich Bane first on his Victor.
He's very far ahead. Also, pushing and sieging tower. He's got a lot of chip damage on that mid-tier tower, despite looking across from an Azir. A little bit uncommon, but that's how hard Rookie won his lane. And so that Lich Bane will continue to help push that mid tower down.
He's even packing Ignite onto Summoner's Rift here, something that we don't see very often on Victors. Normally go for a defensive Summoner spell or a Ghost pickup even. Instead, Rookie staying true to his playstyle, being very aggressive in this match.
I think we have a bit of a window here where we can talk a little bit more abstractly about how the meta has transitioned, although as I say that, Dragon spawning in 15 seconds.
And on top of that, Tatai wants a piece of Acorn one more time. They glimpse to the Void buff, going to deal some decent damage towards this Echo. Does get locked down the Power Convergence, and should be able to get away. But that's just something Acorn cannot deal with at the moment. That's alright. Dragon is going to respawn here.
He's a full item ahead of him, so they both have Iceborne Gauntlets, but you have the Hydra available for Trundle, and Acorn is just trying to hang on, especially due to a level discrepancy as well, level 13 to level 12.
Not looking good for him at the moment, though.
And Invictus Gaming, they can continue to pressure other objectives because now Saint have to choose. Either we just passively lose the 1v1 on the top side and lose more structures, or we send multiple resources to deal with this giant troll and we give away other things on the bottom of the map.
And look at this, he's already chunky down Acorn to below half his health. He's already popped a lot of those corrupting potions, not going to be able to heal up at all as he faces off against Trundle for much longer, however. Invictus Gaming only looking to try and siege down this mid lane outer turret as Kid solos out the Ocean Dragon behind the pit one more time here.
Yep, so we split up all of our resources on Invictus Gaming. Kid, you got Dragon, we have mid, and Zadai is going to continue to prep the wave top lane, so watch for a very cheeky rotation from IG after they take mid.
They do take down the Ocean Dragon as well, so second Dragon taken away by the Kindred. And they do take down the mid lane outer turret too, so opening up the map a little bit more. But here comes the Rek'Sai looking to try and jump on top of Rookie. Good flash away from the Victor, is able to escape the crowd control from the Rek'Sai.
Such an aggressive move from Saint does mean that Invictus Gaming aren't able to execute on their rotation top lane. Blue pings did go down for Zatai's prepped wave, and Zatai may actually find himself in a little bit of trouble. Although I think Saint are like, you know, this troll, he'd probably take too long to kill, that the rest of IG would collapse on us. Let's just take mid.
He just casually backs off towards his turret, going to try and siege that one up. Now Saint trying to pick up another objective for themselves. They are still 3,000 gold behind IG, as Temper Fate actually going to land on top of the Azir midway through his Shurima Shuffle. Takes a little bit of poke damage, and now the Silver Spot on the hunt, trying to look for it. There's a troll in the back lines, looking to try and jump on top of them as Rookie. He's jumped on top of Akon, jumps forward, pops down the Chaos Sword, trying to do whatever damage he can before he goes down. Captain now in a bit of trouble, as Saint actually looking decent in this team fight. Akon, he's in the back lines, pops his ultimate to get back in. Double kill, coming in for the Azir. He's going to shift on forward, misses his ultimate there, but it's not going to matter as they find another kill on top of Kid. Akon diving into the back lines, and Saint, they found something there because they picked up 3 kills for none.
Miracle team fight from Saint to save themselves the game, possibly. We'll see if they're able to capitalize much on this momentum, but it was primarily picking out Rookie, making sure that he went down and didn't have any follow-up. And they know that this was a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so they immediately transitioned to Baron.
There's only Tabe and Tatai left up here. There's the Rek'Sai call. Tatai's going to go in. He wants to take them all on. He's going to take down 1. He picks up 2. He's looking for the 3rd kill here, but he does get taken down by STYZ eventually. Tabe tried to help him out, and Tatai almost comes out big for IG.
In the end, though, it's going to be quite an even trade in terms of the kills going across the majority of the plays, but we're going to see a replay. So effectively, Invictus Gaming think that they have Snoopy caught out, but the teleport splits them up, and Rookie gets separated from his team, and frankly, Victor, low mobility. If you jump on top of him, he's going to die, and there's just no follow-up from IG on Rookie's Chaos Storm damage. And from there, Saint just ripped them from the inside out. But they overreach on the Baron, and IG managed to slow down any momentum built off this play.
And Tatai shows one more time why he is so big at the moment. So they only pick up a couple of kills in the turret for themselves. We're not able to pick up the Baron. We're still going to go through this replay. Probably going to watch Tatai. Decided not to. Not going to watch the troll obliterate people anymore. But so he takes stock of things, even though the score is even 10-10 for both these teams. Big thing to note is IG, they still have a turret advantage and also 2 dragons to their name.
No, big thing to note is that quietly, STYZ have really put himself in a good position right now. He's ahead on CS, 4-2 and 4 to his score, and more importantly has 2 key items, the Iceborne Gauntlet as well as that upgraded Mermana, and now the Blade of the Ruined King. STYZ is very strong.
It certainly is. And IG, they're still 2,000 gold ahead of Saint, so even though there was a massive team fight in favor of Saint, they got a delayed ace and only lost 2 members in total. They're still behind, and it's going to be a deficit they have to fight back from. STYZ is the AD carry they need right now to try and fight back from that deficit.
Issue, though, is that for how strong STYZ is, he still cannot face across safely from Zatai. So the lane assignment issue still exists for Saint, and that Echo cannot stand across from him. Ezreal cannot stand across from him. They need to commit multiple resources, which means pick up the litter for IG on the rest of the map.
And you can see the turrets are just slowly falling down for the Trundle. And Zatai was able to go down to that bottom lane and just casually pick up the bottom lane inner turret for himself. Also nothing that Akon could do there to try and defend that. This range is going to be able to clear out the waves up at the top lane. 1 ricochet is enough to be able to clear out the entire minion wave pushing towards the top side of the map.
I got 1:43 to talk about something. Here we go. We're going to talk about AD carries and the utility position. So there's kind of a trend that I've noticed in the 6.10 meta. As I say that, they're going to fight.
Commentator's curse going in here. This captain definitely looking to try and get the jump on towards Rain, but nothing happens for us.
No, IG's looking for the collapse. Here comes
they're
Temper
going
Fate.
for it. Temper Fate's going to land on top of that Karma. Here comes the Tatai, looking trying to lock down the support Karma. They should be able to get a bite in towards him, and they do take him down.
One day, I'll be able to talk about it.
One day, eventually.
Okay. 6.10 meta, the AD carries somehow don't seem as powerful as they used to be. What I actually think the priority should shift to is bringing more utility and more teamfight presence on your AD carry position, which is why we see the things like the Rise of Sivir. But I also think it puts Ezreal in a really unique place, and that he's still going to bring kind of lane dominance to an extent, especially in his early levels, level 1 in particular. But he's also going to marry just raw late-game power with really beautiful utility from the AD carry position based on his itemization. So I like the fact, I've been waiting for a game where we didn't have a Lucian, where it was like a Sivir and an Ezreal, and kind of why I think that these 2 AD carries are filling the role out nicely.
Well, he's going to have to put his work in here to take down Tatai. He's been caught out, pops down the subjugate, gets a lot of health back from the Rek'Sai here. He's going to try and desperately run away. STYZ is still trying to poke him out, but Sezai's just a little bit too big at the moment.
Also had some fancy footwork right there. And again, this is what we were talking about. Lane assignment, resource allocation. Zetai is eating multiple resources, multiple members of Saint, and it opens up space for Invictus Gaming to take what they want. It shouldn't be the tower, although that Lichbane is going to get quite a bit of chip damage.
And certainly as an IG rookie already looking to try to take this one down with the help of Kid. Akon, though, has something to say about that. Jumps in aggressively. They put some decent damage on towards the Kindred, but not going to be enough. Dragon, however, is up and available for IG to take if they want to go look for Dragon number 3.
Do need to be careful, though, because they did just burn on the hunt to disengage from that, although Zetai does have teleport available, so here he comes, 5v5.
They might look for this one as the Dragon's already down towards half its health here. Zetai is in the middle of this fight. Akon actually gets a good power conversion down on towards Kid. He's dropped down towards a 3/4 of his health. Good. Ultimate coming out from the bar to lock down Snoopy and STYZ. The ultimate's been popped down. Chaos Storm is on top of Snoopy. He's been locked down and stunned as well. They take down the SZ as Kid is going to be one that picks up that kill. And Akon just suddenly decides he wants to jump back into this fight with his ultimate. Double kill coming out for Zetai as they chase down the Ezreal. He has to flash away. And suddenly IG turn on the switch. They go and pick up a nice team fight. And they're going to be able to take away the Dragon, the Mountain Dragon for themselves.
And again, we talked about the first team fight from Saint was a miracle. They knew that they weren't going to get another one. Invictus Gaming find a beautiful Tempered Fate on both carries, Snoopy and STYZ, and just run that fight over.
You can already see the damage dealt in that fight. Rookie, now that he doesn't have Akon sitting on top of him, was able to put out some tremendous damage, especially on top of Snoopy, who was out-damaged by an Echo in that team fight.
But the 80 carries cannot carry in a 6.10 meta. It's just too hard against these really massive bruiser tanks that can just freely run into your backline. So again, this is why I think the 80 carry position will start to shift more away from hyper carries and more towards utility-based 80 carries. STYZ is huge. He's doing a good job, but he's not in a position of power relative to everyone else on the map.
There's an interesting delivery system there coming in from Captain STYZ. Got the red buff on the side of Invictus Gaming quite low, and threw the through-shot barrage down to pick it up. Rookie continuing to pressure out this mid lane, his home and where he's comfortable. Still not changing anything from the start of this game. You take a look at the top lane now. Zetai, he's already gone back to base, picked up a Spirit Visage and a giant belt for himself. He is a monstrous Tron as well. Glimmer of the Void doing so much work onto this turret. Nothing they could do to stop this troll at the moment. As Tempered Fate comes out, looking to try and threaten Snoopy, who's able to shroom a shuffle and gets out of the danger zone.
IG won every single lane organically. We talked about how they need to make sure that Zetai would get ahead and open up the split pushing option. Now with the priority of Baron buff, they're in full siege mode. And Acorn, what are you doing? Help is on the way, but it may be too late.
I don't think it's a very smart idea to fight the Trundle under any circumstance. You send any more than one person up to that top lane, that's your mid lane inhibitor gone. IG would just walk straight through it. Rookie, though, he's moving down towards this bottom lane. He does not have teleport. He's in fact packing Ignite into this match. So once they see him down on bottom lane, it alleviates some of the pressure from Invictus Gaming, from Saint.
Still very hard to execute on. The other beautiful thing about the comp is the tandem of Sivir and Trundle. Again, we know that IG like to run split pushes, as Zetai might be able to chase down STYZ here.
Doesn't care. Captain actually up in this top lane. I don't even think they could take him 2-on-1 at this point in time.
But the thing is if Saint ever get the crazy idea to try to engage on a numbers discrepancy because they see that Victor is bottom or Trundle is top, Sivir immediately just pops ult and disengages Invictus Gaming back to safety.
Rookie, though, he's going to get caught out 3-on-1 here. Let's see if he can buy enough time for his team to do something as Rookie. He's going to get jumped on. Snoopy flashes forward, gets the ultimate down.
Rookie, however, does not have that same luxury, but meanwhile on the rest of the map, no one can stop Zetai. We talked about lane assignment. Ezreal just doesn't have enough.
Zetai actually going to be able to take down that turret by himself. STYZ has to run away from the kid that jumps over the wall. Captain almost gets taken out. He might still fall, leaving him with just under 100 health. Power convergence will lock down Tabe and Zetai as the rest of Saint trying to jump up here. Good power convergence locks down Snoopy. It's now a 3-on-5. Pillar comes down, is able to stop Akon. Now Captain getting back into the fight, jumps on top of Kid, looking to start this one more time, but he can't because as soon as he jumps in, he takes half his health in damage. Pillar, one more time, slowing down Saint. They just can't catch the Invictus Gaming lineup.
This is just table scraps, really. It doesn't mean anything for Saint. Yeah, it's nice to have that pocket change there to spend a little bit more at the bank, but Invictus Gaming still have complete control of this map. That's an open inhib in the top lane.
And they've blown the gold lead wide open at the moment. 8,000 gold ahead of Saint right now. And Invictus Gaming, they want to prove that they're one of the top teams here in the LPL. Saint, they just want to stay in the LPL here and kind of prove they're not one of the bottom teams, but so far, Invictus Gaming doing a good job of showing that they can still beat the bottom of the pack.
To be fair to Saint, they look much better in this series so far than they did against Game Talents. That was a pretty massive smash, but still a long road ahead of them if they want to find a victory in this game alone of the series.
We're going to try and start doing that by trying to take down Seal here. He's already taken half his health of damage. Kid's going to flash forward. A chomp comes out from Tatai as well as they look towards Yazor. Pillar not going to be get him on the backside and knock him backwards. The rest of Saint trying to converge on top of Tatai and his teammates. Power convergence goes down, not going to lock anyone out. Looking for more damage on towards this inhibitor. The rest of Saint, they're just backing off. They can't do anything to stop the task force of IG just roaming onto the base, and Tatai doesn't care about these turrets.
You do need to respect the backdoor lockdown, however.
Maybe not.
He's so far ahead. That's ridiculous.
Tatai doesn't care. There's the Temper Fate on top of the pillar. He can't shift out of that one. One more time, the Azir's going to get locked down. Acorn going to take the brunt of the damage to start things off. Meanwhile, Azir looking to try and see if he can collapse on top of them.
7, 1, and 5. Tatai is a god this game. Nothing can stop this Trundle. He can go anywhere he pleases, eat up as many resources as possible, and probably just walk away laughing.
He's been doing that throughout this entire game, and Rookie now trying to be a little bit of a pest, take away the wolves for himself. Gets a couple of the small ones, but that's it. And Dragon's actually be live in 30 seconds, so it's not going to be an Elder Drake. As Rookie now, actually gets jumped on by Captain. He might not want to have jumped over to that position. In fact, goes over the Dragon pit wall, tries to get out of there. That might have just conceded the Dragon on over towards IG.
I was going to say, I don't think it was necessarily Rookie that had been caught out, but Captain trying to make miracle plays happen. Void rushing, or Void screaming to try to catch this Dragon off guard.
Doesn't work, and it just puts IG even further ahead here. They don't pick up the kill, but got a positional advantage over this Dragon. They should be able to pick it up, head back to base, get a couple more items, and possibly go for the Baron that's going to spawn in about a minute 30.
Baron would definitely be the priority here. It is only a Cloud Drake that will be spawning in that pit, or has spawned, excuse me.
We take stock of the items really quickly. Up in the top lane, Tatai, he has 6 items. 34 minutes into this game. He's got a Guardian Angel, he has his Dead Man's Plate as well. In the jungle, 5 items coming out for the Kindred so far. Has a recurve bow looking for her 6 items shortly. Rookie just sitting on 1 item away from 6.
What it means with Tatai being so far ahead is that Invictus Gaming can actually separate their resources. I say that as I now notice that Kid's on the bottom side of the map. What they could have done is had Tatai and Kid actually take the Baron while the rest of IG set up waves, but they're going to go ahead and actually collapse together. And
this is the 1-4 you were talking about that IG wanted to try and execute here. Trundle up in the top lane, the rest of IG grouping up as 4, making sure they can disengage or fight. If they choose to, Acorn, lacking an entire item against Tatai here, is not going to stand a chance to stop him from running in towards the base.
He's just trying to flood the base with super creeps, however.
He's going to be able to do just that. Tatai actually going to try and get some chip damage on towards these turrets. But Acorn should be able to defend underneath the safety of his Nexus turrets. Temper Fate's going to come out here, locks down 2 members from the side of Saint, but opting not to go for the initiation.
Just continuing to buy this Trundle time.
Tatai is definitely inside and all up inside of Acorn's face, but not getting too much out of it just yet. Waiting for more of the minions to collapse on towards the base. Is the final inhibitor down in the bottom lane. The only thing that IG needs to take down, or remaining that they need to take down.
Invictus Gaming being pretty respectful, actually, of Saint. And it looks like they're going to go ahead and say, forget this. Let's just do it the easy way.
Take the Baron. Try and force you to fight us here. If you don't want to fight us here, sure. We'll just run into your base with these massive super minions. Tatai actually opting not to help his team out, instead just going to be a nuisance in the mid lane, try and hold off the squad of Saint that's trying to collapse on towards this pit. Puts the pillar down, it's going to stop them advancing any more further. Tabe doing his job as well as the Mystic Shot comes out a little bit too late. Baron buff does fall on over towards Invictus Gaming.
and they're not going to go ahead and reset any of their backs right now. Instead, they're going to march it straight up the mid lane. So Invictus Gaming looking to end off of this fight.
Here comes On the Hunt. Pillar's been put down as well, separating Akon. A good ultimate does come out for Snoopy to separate a team from how long. Chaos Storm. The base has been dropped on top of 5 people on Saint. Just keeping them at bay even longer as the Rylai's is ticking, slowing them all down. Rookie still looking to try and take down Steel. Forces the flash coming out for the Karma as now they're all on top of the base. The Nexus turrets are being destroyed. Saint, they're trying to regenerate and get back into this fight. Akon, he jumps in, has to use the ultimate to get straight out. Snoopy now trying to use the sanitizer, but Captain, he goes down first to tie. He's in front of their team's face. Ultimate comes out the kids to keep Rain alive, and they're going to work on this Nexus turret, and IG pick up a very decisive game 1 against Saint.
And we talked about the experience and the legacy players that are stacked into this Invictus Gaming roster. They look clean around the map. They prioritized the lanes correctly. They took free Barons, free Dragons, and only really fell victim to a single bad team fight. A very consistent game out of a very usually inconsistent team.
And you know what? IG, they definitely looked a lot better in that match. Their first match against Newbie, they're only able to pick up a single win in that best-of-3 series. However, there against Saint, they looked very clinical in game 1, and they executed their win conditions quite well in that game.
It was pretty obvious, though. We knew that they were going to try to snowball Zatai ahead, not only because it's Zatai and that's his responsibility and relationship with Invictus Gaming, but again, that they prioritizing having that Trundle there for the flex pick and the support, and knowing that they wanted to open up the option for a split push. IG, again, one of the few teams in the LPL that truly do run a split pushing top laner.
And you know, this is the second time that IG have put their eggs in this high basket. The first time was against Newbie. The only win was when they gave him the Fiora pick and tried to work around that. One more time, getting a split push onto Zatai and trying to work that 1v4.
And this is the important thing. When people look at Invictus Gaming, the only person that they see is Rookie, and rightfully so. Rookie is an incredible player, and he is the backbone and core of IG. But when they are truly successful and when their fans should be really excited for them is when players like Zatai and Kid step up. And normally Zatai is very consistent. He's really come into his own as a top laner.
And you know what? It almost feels like it was opened up. The map was opened up by Rookie. He put a lot of pressure into the mid lane, allowing the top lane and the bottom lane almost to catch up and get that far ahead there. But yeah, so Zatai was able to pick up a very, very decisive victory for his team on Invictus Gaming. But we're going to go into a very quick break and we'll be back with game number 2 between Invictus Gaming and Saint just shortly.